All right. It's looking got a lot of good stuff going on, but definitely can see a few issues. One is it's normally palms facing down, and and this has gotten a little, I don't know, just sort of looks a little gummed up there. Um, I might delete out these rows of faces and then maybe take these vertices and rotate those. Get the hand like that. And then oh, let's first of all, oops. Oh, I'll just remirror the whole thing afterwards. It's a little bit of a mess. It's just this is, not flowing into that, so I don't know if these need to be scaled down. I bet they do. Maybe move down a little bit. That's starting to look a little bit better. And then I might take this edge, shift, double click on that edge, shift, right mouse click, gets me this menu, and then bridge. No, why not? Oh, well, because there's all these crazy edges here. Yeah, which is not going to work. Why are there all these crazy edges here? Just to get that bridge. But then, yeah, then you have it populating through onto the arm, which is not good. I'm going to turn off symmetry because it's not doing a good job selecting. Alright, just going to delete this. Delete edge. I think I'll that one too, probably. I'm going to turn on display, heads up display, poly count, and it's calling that 10, and this is 12. I guess I can get one of those back. Oh. I guess what you're saying is I can have both of those there. Alright, well, I guess then what I would do, frankly, somewhere back here, like way back here. You know what? I'll just do the arm again. Because, well, no, it's hard. You know what I'll do is I'll select this to here, shift right mouse click, slide edge. Unless you, I guess, there's slide edge. Just to spread these out some, try to even these out. Unless you wanted that crease to continue down the arm, but I don't think you do. Anyway, let's see if it's going to bridge now. Shift right mouse click, bridge. Oh, there we go. Oh, and then you have this, yeah. Let's actually, before we bridge, let's do a couple things. Let's take this one and do circularize, which will even those out. Might twist that a little bit, just to straighten that out. And let's do the same on this one. Because see how like those two are super close together, for example? Actually, I might slide this first. Shift right mouse click, slide edge, middle mouse. Hey, come on. I'll just move it. Okay. Double click here. Circularize, which is this one. And at least, I mean, problem is that's kind of a mess, that row. So I might take out this one. Get back. I'm like tearing apart this whole model. Circularize that, so now those are all even, and just get that, to a shape that you like. You might spend a little more time on it than I am, but I'm just trying to be quick here. Okay. Shift right mouse click, bridge. Alright. Now this is kind of the funny bit, is that we're actually, we want it to be twisted, so we're gonna kind of do that so it's twisted, and then let's see if it'll let us add some divisions. Sometimes it kind of freaks out when you add divisions. So that one looks okay, but then, whoops, I'll use a multi-cut for a couple more, and then you can, and so that's starting to look better. And you've got the, do we have, it doesn't even look like it's, we do have the twist to the arm now. Yeah. And then you just need to reshape some of this stuff because it's lost its shape, but at least the topology is cleaned up. Yeah, that's not okay. You don't want any faces, and there's no reason why. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't have one going across here. And then again, shape that a little bit more. Yeah, I'm just wondering why you lost those. Anyways, now that I fixed one hand, let me just go to object mode. I'm going to isolate. So, there's something wrong with the neck here. So the way you're kind of terminating into these triangles here isn't so great. But anyway, I'm just going to take off these and, whoops. And again, maybe I'll circularize just to even those, the spacing of those out. Twist a little bit to straighten that. And then Control E, W, move that up. You know, and just you can work on shaping the neck. So that should help a little bit. And then right mouse click, object mode, isolate select with this button here. Spacebar for the hotbox, click in the center, front view. F for frame selected, right mouse click, face. And let's just get one side of this. Delete that. Okay, here's another thing, is your character isn't centered on the grid, which is not acceptable. So I'm going to move the pivot point of the character, hold down D and V simultaneously, D and V, and snap that to there, and then click on this yellow arrow and hold down X for grid snap, and then it'll just move that over to there. But I bet the rest of your character is not centered. Yeah, you have to have your character centered on the grid, absolutely. It's not acceptable not to have it centered on the grid. Anyways, we're just going to isolate that again. Make sure that these are all along the center line here, these points. And one way to do that is in this little box here. If you don't see that box, just it might be minimized like that. Like you can minimize that thing. And just click on this box here, make sure we're in absolute transform. And we just want to go 0 in the X direction. So click on the X, 0, enter. They were already fine, I think. Now right mouse click, object mode, shift right mouse click, mirror, options, cut geometry as off, combine with original, merge border vertices, custom 0.001 mirror. Okay, so that's better. Got both hands. Let's take a look. Yeah, this is looking not so great. That area there could use some work. So, but that's sort of just pushing points around. This, that's not how I showed how to do that. Anyway, I'm not going to redo it now. I sent you a video on how to connect the hand. That is absolutely not how to do it. You need to kind of terminate those ledge loops and flip them back. But again, there's a video in your mail inbox. For me to redo it now, it's just too time consuming with everything else I'm doing. And you just need more shape to the hand. You need this area pulled out, and some that pulled out, and yeah. So spend some time shaping the hand. And then this is just way off. Like it so doesn't match the body, and it's not centered, and it's also way too dense. You have way too many edges here. So I feel like you went and hit the smooth button, and then as tempting as it is, you should not hit the smooth button. It's way too smooth, way too dense. It's going to make it so hard to model now. It's like I would go back to a previous version, get that again centered on the grid, and don't smooth it. Let's take a look at these shoes. That's not great. This kind of star thing here, that's not going to bend well. And they're very blocky looking. Yeah, I might kind of take another pass at trying to do the shoes. And then get this centered and get that. See, the problem is with it this smooth, it's going to be very difficult to get it in any kind of shape. You have way too many edges. There's absolutely no need for that many edges in the legs. And it just makes it really hard to model. So I would go back to a previous version. If you still had the history here, I could actually remove the smooth, but you don't have the history. Also, it needs to be centered on the grid. So for example, let me just isolate these for a second. I'm going to put the pivot point somewhere in the center, W, and then hold down D and V and middle mouse drag and make sure that's, one of the points in the center. And then I'll click on that X and let's go front view. Spacebar for hotbox, click in the center, go down to the front view, and click on this X direction, hold down X and middle mouse drag, and they'll snap to there. So at least that's centered now, and the shoes are not centered, and you'll have to adjust those. But this is a total mismatch, and these are too dense. You need to go back to a previous version of those. Let's just save this in case we need it. I'm just wondering if I deleted the history or if you did. No, you did. So yeah, those are not going to work well. And look how much they mismatch the body anyways. Maybe do them again. Or if you don't have the version saved somewhere that is less dense, but it's just too hard to model something this dense. I mean, it's definitely doable, but it's not a good workflow. I would say you need to go back to a lower res version anyways with less edges, which means before you smoothed it.